Hello, my Reset League friends, comrades, brothers. I am Alan of the Mets, of course. Armchair updates. We're going to break down week 3. I'm sorry I missed week 2. I realized that for the ABL 4 guys, uh, I had a very painful surgery. There's another video on the channel if you want to know about it. But I had a very painful surgery a week and a half ago, and it's been a crappy recovery. And I really didn't feel like doing the pod at any point. I mean, I really don't even. This is probably won't be a great one now because I really didn't do as much in-depth. I don't even want to call it research, but like in-depth scanning of the league for the week to where I can pick out neat little bits and pieces and such. Really, this one will be pretty bare bones, just the numbers and ripping through what happened. I'll be back to normal next week though. Everything will be nice and color coded, and I'm gonna start running the yearly tabs on everything instead of just the weekly. I want to do yearly as well. So just know that typically the pods for ABL stuff, I don't know, they're not great. It's not great, but it's a little better than what you're getting so far here in the Reset League. I haven't been on top of my game, but it will get better. Hopefully, it'll get incrementally better. Don't expect greatness or anything, but it should get better. As it stands, though, week 3 was an interesting one. I don't know. They're kind of all interesting in this format with the way that you can edge out a win and a loss and stuff. I think they're all pretty interesting. But let's just start at the top. The Brewers, the Pods, the Yankees, the Tigers, and the Angels all go 5-0-0. Very good week, and you can't have a better week than sweeping whoever it was that you played. So congrats to those 5. The Giants go 4-0-1, still have yet to lose a game. The San Francisco Giants, a matchup, whatever you want to call it. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, KC, Toronto all go 4-1-0. The Rockies go 3-1-1. So, like I said, ties not crazy in this league, but they are still fun and interesting. The Cubs and the Cardinals both go 3-2-0. The Mariners go 2-1-2. So, of course, we had 2 teams with 2 ties, and the other one being Baltimore, but he went 1-2-2. So Seattle getting the better end of the 2-tie lollipop with a 2-1-2 week. The Dodgers and the Nats go 2-2-1. The Nats had a damn good week overall. Numbers wise, maybe we'll look at that in a minute. Baltimore 1-2-2. Oakland and Minnesota 2-3-0. The Diamondbacks go 1-3-1. A small handful of teams, Atlanta, Cincinnati, and Texas, go 1-4-0. And then we get down where I find myself again at the bottom of the barrel. Boston, Philly, Miami. Wow, Miami and Houston all go 0-5. And then the Mets, the Rays, and the White Sox, I should say, all go 0-4-1. So I feel like I was lucky to pick up a tie. Honestly, I missed my starters on Monday for most of my leagues, and the rest of the week I was so out of it. I tried to get guys in and stuff, but man, I don't even know what the hell happened most of scoring week 3. So to find that I scraped a tie, I kind of thought that I lost everything. I'm almost somewhat happy to find that I had scraped a tie out. God, what a bad week. What a bad start to the season. Let's jump over to this stuff real quick. I don't want to whine about myself too much. Your hitting. Let's do the hitting for week 3. Yes, Washington. I guess they were just up there, and they had a bunch of runs, and then I think maybe he was pretty good in something else. Maybe this was the off week for Washington. I don't know. Washington did lead the league in runs with 38. Milwaukee had a giant week. They go 5-0, and you'll see their name peppered all over the hitting numbers. 36 runs for Milwaukee. Baltimore in third at 31 runs. The Angels in Minnesota splitting 4th with 30 runs, and Toronto, Arizona splitting 5th with 28 runs each. Milwaukee was your home run leader for the week with 13. Baltimore at number 2 with 10, Toronto at number 3 with 9, Pittsburgh, Oakland, and the Cubs all share number 4 with 8 homers, and then Detroit, Tampa, Cleveland, and Miami all hit 7. And I think, especially in hitting and such, we'll see a lot of these multi-team ties and stuff where, in a 30-team league, you're going to have a bunch of teams, hit the same amount of homers and shit like that. So, Ribbies, Milwaukee with a 10 RBI lead over second place. They brought 45 for the week. Chicago and Detroit sharing number 2 at 35. The Angels at number 3 with 31. Baltimore, 30 Ribbies was good for number 4. And Tampa Bay rounding out the top 5 with 29. Baltimore also up there. So Baltimore's had some power speed going. 10 homers, 8 steals to lead the league week 3. LA and Texas split number 2 with 7. San Diego had 6 steals. KC and Seattle both had 5. And the Dodgers and Houston both had 4. And then we will see Milwaukee again on top in OBP. What a hitting week the Brewers had. A 417 OBP to lead the league. Arizona coming in number 2 at 360 OBP. San Diego, Toronto splitting number 3 at 347. The White Sox and Pittsburgh splitting number 4 at 338. And then KC bringing up the rear of the top 5 with 337 OBP. So KC stealing some bases and getting on base, but it's tough. It's so tough to build a balanced team in a 30-team league. It's very impressive to see Milwaukee, have such a dominant week like this. They didn't steal any bases, but they were everywhere else. Just Milwaukee, what a great week, and going 5-0. So you have to know that it wasn't just hitting. You're not going to find them. I don't think they made any pitching lists, but God damn it, there's some kind of bug. But yeah, great week for Milwaukee. Damn this thing. It probably wouldn't even bother me if the background wasn't white and I didn't see it. It's like some kind of gnat or something. The pitching for week 3, the Yankees leading league in strikeouts with 58. Detroit and the Dodgers sharing second spot at 52. Seattle number 3 with 51 Ks. Pittsburgh at number 4 with 50. And then Kansas City, the Mets, and Cincinnati tied for 5th with 49 strikeouts. Atlanta was your ERA leader with a 1.34 ERA in only 33.2 innings is okay. Boston, a 2 ERA in 45 innings. Very impressive. The White Sox, a 2.12, but in only 17 innings, missed the minimum. San Francisco, 2.14 in 42 innings. And Colorado, a pretty good pitching week, as we will see next. Colorado and San Francisco, both. And Boston, all these similar teams in the pitching numbers I'm seeing here. I don't pay much attention when I actually type it up, and then I look at it and feel stupid that I'm now pointing the stuff out that's obvious. Anyway, Colorado 2.23 and 36.1 innings. So 5 teams with some damn good pitching there. Good ERAs for the week. San Francisco, your number 1 whip leader for whip 3 for week 3, a .833 whip in 42 innings. Colorado .881 in the 36 and the third. Boston .956 in the 45 innings, and then Cleveland .992 in 44 and a third, and the Yankees 1.018 in 57 innings. So in 57 innings, he had 58 strikeouts, a very nice whip. Didn't make the top 5 in ERA, but really nice pitching week from the Yankees as well. And for qualities and holds, I don't think I'm going to do them week to week because so many teams all tie for a similar. There was like 3 teams this week with 6.5, and then there was several more with 6, and then several more with 5.5. So it's just going to be regurgitating, the same shit for each one. So I'm just going to run the yearly tab on those, and I'll update that every week. And unless something notable, some team comes out of nowhere with a dozen, quality starts or save holds or whatever, I'll make a note of it. But as it is, it's just so many teams all just kind of tied with each other for the same, after one tier after another. It doesn't make a lot of sense to write them here, at least not to me. Your QA7, your quality start, man, what were we calling those? QA7 for the year. St. Louis, number 1 with 30. Washington at number 2 with 29. So again, I don't remember, kind of like with ABL, I don't ever remember what I said about these teams in the preview episode. I know I liked myself in this league, but Adam's kicking my ass, and he seems to be doing it on the back of some pretty good pitching if he's that high up in QA7. Number 3, Milwaukee and Arizona splitting number 3 at 27.5. The Cubs and the Mets sharing number 4 at 25.5, and the Yankees by himself at number 5 at 24. So both New York teams with some somewhat decent starting pitching. Your save hold on the year, San Diego, number 1 with 30. The White Sox, number 2 at 29. So great relief pitching, just not getting the innings. White Sox not getting the innings. I don't think that's the first time. I think in week 1 I gave you a finger wag as well for not hitting a minimum. Minnesota at number 3 with 28. Texas at number 4 with 27. And Pittsburgh rounding out the top 5 at 26. And as I said, I'll try to be. I will be better with this shit as the season goes on. As I get back health wise, I will have more interesting tidbits and such stuff that I find interesting, at least. Stuff to talk about, league relevant kind of stuff. No, I want start of season. That's what I want. Yeah, year to date. Damn it. Forgot how to use Fantrax. Just wanted to take a look at the year-to-date standings, if it will. All right, so yeah, let's just rip through the divisions real quick. Your NL Central, Cardinals and the Brewers, 13-2 for the Cardinals. The Brewers, 12-2-1. Those two really slugging it out. But the rest of the division, no slouch either. Pittsburgh, 9-5-1. Chicago, 9-6. Sounds like I'm talking about the ABL. Cincinnati, 3-11-1. A rough start. But I'll be damned if it doesn't sound like I'm almost talking exactly about the ABL. It's different guys, by and large, especially in the division. But it sounds a lot like I'm talking about the ABL with the tough Central Division. The NL East, not how I would have thought it would shake out, with a big crappy record for the Mets, but Adam looking great in the ABL, looking great in the Reset League, as the Nats sit on top of the East, 10-4-1. So he's, percentage points above the Marlins at 10-5-0. The big 0-5 week, I thought that looked surprising for the Marlins to go 0-5, and it was. Those are the only 5 losses that they've had. So, man, rough week for Miami. Atlanta, 6-8-1. The Mets, 3-10-2. Still holding out hope that my team's not as bad as it looks right now on paper. And the Phillies, sucks for the Phillies, but we knew they were going to have a tough time in year 1, and 0-15 so far to start. Let's move to the American League, AL West. The Angels sitting on top at 10-4-1, and this is a division that looks fairly well. If the season ended today, it's still super early, but for goofing off sake, the Angels are dominating this division. They're 10-4-1. They're the only team above 500. The Mariners are 5-7-3, first team in the league with 3 ties. This first one I've gotten to. Oakland 6-9-0. Texas 4-10-1, and Houston kind of the crappy start, along with Philadelphia at 0-15. Not terribly unexpected. Not to rip anybody, but this, some of this we saw coming. Just based on roster construction and how the auction went and shit like that. Not because of any of these guys are goofy or anything. But the AL Central, Detroit starting rough in the ABL because the AL Central is very tough in the ABL. Looks to be very tough in the Reset League as well. But Detroit getting a little bit better end of it at 13-2-0, looking real strong to start. Minnesota at 10-5-0. The Cleveland team, 9-4-2, also starting very nice, tied percentage points wise with Minnesota. KC at 6-7-2, very much still in the mix. Chicago 1-13-1, having trouble with the pitching minimums we know, and we see what this can do to you. I, I have no idea if this is what has done it to him, but that is a rough start. The AL East. Yeah, what the heck? I was gonna say we weren't done with the NL. Yeah, they put the NL down here at the fucking Fantrax. The AL East, the Yankees sitting on top at 9-5-1. The Jays in number 2, 7-7-1, and then 3 double-digit loss teams. I think that's the first. Yeah, that's the only division, first and only division with 3 double-digit loss teams. The Sox 5-10-0, Baltimore 3-10-2, and Tampa Bay 2-12-1. So this division, not. I don't remember what I said exactly in the preview, but I know I was higher on the Rays. I don't think this division is really shaking out like I thought it would. I don't know if it's shaking out like anybody thought it would, but a couple very tough starts here for Baltimore and Tampa, and not a lot of them are interdivision yet. So got some time to be able to make up some wins against guys that you really need to, and then we'll look at the NL West, and I think, like I mentioned earlier, San Francisco, the only undefeated team in ABL 4. So congratulations to the Giants. You are still undefeated through week 3. You are 12-0-3 and sitting firmly atop the NL West. Strong teams behind you, though. Every team in the NL West is above 500. It seems incredible, but they are. The Pods in the 2 spot, 9-4-2. The D-backs sitting in third, 8-5-2. The Rockies 8-6-1, and then the Dodgers 7-6-2. It's win percentage points, separated, and then you have the Giants sitting on top at a 90% win clip. Very impressive for the Giants. Very impressive for anybody right now in a league like this to be undefeated. With so many matches per week, and it's pat yourself on the back, Giants. Even if I don't know what it's looking like this week for you, but you can hang your hat on this one. 12-0-3, still undefeated, the only undefeated team. I should notate that in the episode name somehow, something with the Giants remaining undefeated. I don't want to take any credit away. That's very impressive. I mean, 13-2 from Detroit, 13-2 from St. Louis, 12-2-1 from. Very impressive as well. Come on, when undefeated is undefeated, though. You got to give it to them. Yeah, we already did this. Shit. Yeah, I already did this. I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. That's week 3. I'm sorry I missed week 2. Like I said, didn't go great for the Mets, obviously, but I should be getting pretty back to normal. I hope. It's supposed to be a 2-week, give or take, where the recovery is really lousy. And after that, it's just been how I've been living. If it still sucks, I have been dealing with that for 6 months. So should be back to normal. Should get these things. I know I wanted to color code when guys have set a new weekly high and stuff like that. I still intend to do that. But this was a bare bones week 3. Congrats to the Giants. Apologies to the Astros and the Phillies. That's very rough starts for them. And for the rest of us, good luck as we go forward. I will see you next week.